3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Grounds After Rounds.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Grounds After Rounds. I am your host, Eric.
I feel like if you're gonna,
Is that weird?
did you just fart?
No, that was perfect. Like as soon as I leaned back, it definitely came from upstairs. I swear. But it was like perfect. I was like, I heard it just like.
I feel, well, no, I mean you're allowed to. What's that from?
It was.
Is it?
Do you remember Mad TV back in the day?
Yeah.
I remember it was this. It was Orlando Jones, and he was like this. He was in he was like at a car rental place or something, and he was waiting, and he went to sit down on this big leather couch and made this a bit like, and everyone's like looking at him. He's like, but he's just like super like, it wasn't me, it was the couch. It was the couch. I do not poot. I do not poot in public.
Poot,
like that was the whole.
Poot,
I do not poot in public.
Okay. The guy who just welcomed us to Grounds After Rounds, I feel like his name would definitely not be Eric. It would be like, I don't know.
Clive Owenston.
Ooh, yeah, maybe not even Clive. I like the Owenston. Maybe Reginald. Reginald Owenston.
Here with
Esquire.
your fireside chats.
Yeah.
Bill S. Preston, Esquire. 10, Theodore Logan.
Well, cool.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Good
That
to
was
see
my
you.
ASMR. Like, hey, how you doing today?
It's ASMR.
What does it stand for? Audio. It's like a. Now I can't even think of what it's called. But like, there's these people like you'll see it on like TikTok, YouTube, like, but it's like people are just stimulated by like. There's just like certain sounds, like satisfying sounds, like so they'll like talk really softly. It's like really soothing. It's like like the clicking of my nails on the microphone, and it's that's not driving people nuts. But there's like people that like they'll sit there and like they get followings because it's just like it's like the clicking of a pen. Like it's just these like really like soothing. So probably not that as much.
For those that weren't watching, I went into full cow chewing mode with my gum.
What does ASMR stand for? I forget the.
That was fun. Audio stimulation, probably something stimulation, auditory stimulation.
Yeah.
Maximum relief.
Oh, here we go. It's
Pop.
autonomous sensory meridian response. Sometimes autosensory meridian response is a tingling sensation that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper
Tingling
spine.
just on the tip.
Just to see how it feels. A pleasant form of paresthesia. It has been compared with auditory tactile synthesis and say overlap with frisson. Well, that didn't help.
I got it. That was awesome. ASMR, got it. Good job.
Asthma.
Well, good to see you, Reginald. Thanks for joining us here down on the creek.
He's gone. He's out.
Yeah. He smelled a little bit too much like wet socks and
Smelled like beef and cheese.
tea. Brown, dirty poop water.
Garbage water. Yes, welcome. It is. We are. How many weeks? How many days? 19 days to Christmas. I'm excited.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Did you ever see the Will Ferrell skit on SNL where he's like singing that song and he's like on the spinning platform?
No.
He's like, it's the most wonderful time, and it just keeps spinning. And he's like, can we slow it down a little bit? It's the most wonderful. It's the happiest time, and then just and he's like, and there's like this like choir behind him singing, and it's just beautiful. But that's all it was just like this guy singing. It's so funny. It's a perfect Will Ferrell one.
I mean, I swear when he was on Smartless, I was laughing out loud walking in Quiet Waters. And I think a woman actually like stopped and like I'm walking by her at speed with the dogs, which is pretty fast, and I'm just like cracking up, and she like stopped and kind of moved to the side and just like just did not continue walking until I was gone. Because I really think she thought I was crazy.
What did your hair look like that day? Was it windy? Did you have that? There you go.
Sometimes I just want to jerk the wheels to a bridge embankment. I just ripped out all my hair. I'll leave that for the vacuum.
There you go.
So Will Ferrell. Whew.
Yeah.
But 19 days to Christmas, yeah.
19 days to Christmas. And however, 11 days to our Christmas party.
Yeah.
Woo!
Friends, food, fellowship, fun. Down on the creek.
It's gonna be simple.
Yeah.
Real simple. Don't overthink it.
So I've been telling everybody that our tree of festivities, a lighted beacon of fellowship and fun, is where you placed the presents that people had bought for themselves.
Yes.
And so in a sense,
A jolly bearded guy
yeah,
left
you were
underneath there.
kind of like Santa, but not as jiggly, but definitely more jolly.
I'll take jolly.
Yeah.
And I like cookies and milk.
All right, there you go.
So
So I
it
tried
wouldn't
to,
hurt if those got left by the tree every
Yeah.
once in a while.
and I also said, so if for some reason the thought belief or the faith belief that you hold and ascribe to does not celebrate during this winter season some sort of annual festival of mercantile capitalism and all that stuff, but you do it at some other point in the year, we will happily erect some sort of festival pole or festival structure for you that you can place presents under or dance around or do whatever.
We will
because
gladly erect that festival pole.
we are all about joy and fun and any excuse to screw around.
Yeah, pretty much.
And procrastinate from doing fitness.
Nicely put.
So yeah.
You should work for Hallmark.
Yes. Because in the end, it's all made up and it's just a reason to like each other a little bit more and give people things.
'Tis the
And
season.
get things from people.
As I said, I love Thanksgiving. Like I said, because it's like
'Cause it's
Christmas
nothing.
without the.
Yeah.
But then it's really like the
But
whole
again,
season. Like,
just we'll close our eyes and ignore the whole concept of colonialization and subjugation of indigenous people and all that stuff, and just eat a lot of food
sure.
and smile and have fun.
Eat food, be with people. Cool. All right. On from that stuff, let's get down to business.
Yeah,
We had a mini camp this weekend.
we did week 1 of 6, so 5 to go. I was joined by Matt and Ed. Great little pairing, kind of like thrusters and burpees.
Matt Larson. He's here. He's
Yeah.
there. He's there. Matt
Yeah.
Larson.
He was awesome. He is so freaking, he'll do anything. Holy crap, has his fitness improved.
Yeah.
I think this CrossFit thing works.
Did you do his
I
foundations?
did, and we were joking
yeah.
around because we were talking about lactate threshold and kind of bonking and like how this first one is really just talking about the foundation of seconds per rep is kind of the beginning of understanding how pacing can be spread across, be it a minute workout or a 30-minute workout. In the end, you've got to find what is that 60 to 70% effort that can be aggregated across, no matter what the movement is, reps per second.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Seconds per rep. Because what you do is you eliminate, or like any sort of like study or something that has multiple independent and dependent variables, you have to aggregate out as many of the variables as possible if you are testing for one thing. And we're testing for time. That 99.9% of the workouts we do are driven by time in CrossFit, whether it's time priority. I know how long I'm going to work, therefore I need to do more work in that time, or I'm trying to do 5 rounds for time and task priority. I don't know how long I'm going to work, but again, time is almost always the dependent variable or the independent variable that we are testing for. And the shorter amount of time I can do more work, the more work I've done, or the more power output I have, and he or she who has more power is fitter. So that's that area under the curve, and we nerded out on all that stuff. But then what we did was a workout which was based on one of the open WODs from a couple of years ago, the deadlift, box jump, shoulder to overhead. It was a barbell, 115 for guys, 85 for women, 75 for women, and soul crushing. I think it was 9 minutes then, or maybe 12 minutes. I can't remember.
It was like that middle range. Yeah.
But minute rounds were what people would initially come out at and like fall to like 3-4 minute rounds.
Yeah.
So we did a bunch of like, we did a little bit of game, like a little, philosophy of like moving forward. You want to try and get into a normal routine with your warm up, push, pull, some sort of monostructural, blah, 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 all that stuff. But then we did a bunch of pacing rounds where I had them go as fast as possible. We did dumbbell deadlifts, 30 dumbbell deadlifts, 20 box jumps, 10 dumbbell shoulder to overhead. Super simple. So if you think about it on a spectrum, low skill, high capacity.
Yeah.
You could have medium skill, medium capacity, high skill, low capacity. That's sort of a very rough kind of varying inversely proportional sort of relationship.
Right.
What that facilitates is focusing on what is truly their capacity when the movements don't really matter. And it was 60 reps around. So if you hold 1 second a rep, you should be able to get, if it's a 9-minute AMRAP, 9 rounds. Not even close. We struggled to hold 2-minute rounds, which became like 2:15 rounds, which became 2:30 rounds. So it was a cool thing for them to see. And it wasn't anything where the movements themselves got in the way, just cardiovascular respiratory endurance capacity, which is what the open tests, like 99% of what the open is tested, it's testing capacity. Then they'll filter in a little bit of skill, and they'll filter in a little bit of load or strength. But really, it's about capacity, because before you can get to the skill,
how hard can you go?
You got to show capacity. Before you can get to the strength, you got to show capacity. So it was a cool thing of redefining for them how to approach individual workouts. But what I said to Matt was, I was like, holy crap, like this works, because when we did the 7 minutes of wall balls and burpees, I think he did 5. Maybe 3 and stood around for
5 wall
minutes.
balls.
Well, no, he flew out the gate. Flew and was awesome. And I was like, oh wow, this guy's really sneaky fit. Oh no, he's not. Oh God, he's dying.
Whoops.
And we can laugh about it now. We laughed about it then. Me more than him. But he stuck around. More like
gasping.
But I mean, seriously, like he always moved well. He's moving well. And Ed did awesome. So ton of fun, but again, like super, not even, I would say scaled, because I didn't have any RX weights. And that's the thing. The workouts themselves do not matter. It is all about the prep, the talking about it. And then in the execution of it, developing sort of that experiential or personal awareness qualitatively or kinesthetically, how something feels. And then correlating that or comparing that with what you're actually seeing on the clock, or what your goal was and where you came to it, blah blah blah,
what the intended stimulus might be.
Exactly. So this next one is going to be a push-pull combo as a couplet, because we see this all the time in CrossFit, especially in the open, a push-pull combo. They don't interfere necessarily, because you're pushing one and pulling the other, and an ascending rep scheme, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And we've seen that many times in a couple of different versions. We're going to keep it real simple, probably be somewhere in the 7 to 9 minute range again. But to practice taking this seconds per rep idea, and then how do I incorporate that into a 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, blah, 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 go as far as you can. When we start out on those, the tendency is to go way too fast, too early.
Schemes.
By the time you hit the round of 12 or 15, and rest destroys you. So really what this one is, we identified seconds per rep as the foundation. This one is how rest is the enemy. You rest early so that you can move more consistently later. That's the person who looks like in the round of 12 or 15, oh my God, they're going to get crushed. And then next thing you know, they just zip right by everybody, because they're consistently doing their sets of 3s.
It's very tortoise in the hair. Like it's just moving. So if someone didn't make this one, but they want to come to the next one or a future one, are they going to feel lost, or is it going
not
to be
at all? So they are independently isolated. Each one will have an individual focus. They do have a cumulative effect in the sense of, I just talked about the foundations, but we will always spend 5 to 10 minutes sort of reviewing where we've been, and then in that individual thing. I will tell you, if your goal is you've never done a pull-up without a green, purple, and blue band, you will not get a pull-up at the end of one of these sessions.
Right.
That is a physical impossibility, and I cannot undo Newtonian physics as much as I would like. However,
wouldn't even try.
If you walk out of it with an awareness around, oh, all right, and a singularity of focus on what you can continue to work on for the next 9 weeks before the open, well, then yes, that's it. And a realization that, oh, okay, right, this is a long game. So maybe the 2023 open, if you go like, man, my cardio is horrible. Well, maybe you shouldn't show up 5 minutes late to workouts and leave 3 minutes early. And during the warm up, just sit there and tie your shoe, go to the bathroom, and use the 7 to 10 minutes when
that's still fitness building, there, right?
When like we're moving and building that base of, cardiovascular respiratory endurance and mobility and stretching.
That's why I will tell people, start your watch at the start of class, not just when the WOD starts, because you are still moving.
Yes.
What would you recommend to somebody who's like, they want to do this class, but they also they typically work out Monday through Friday. And so like from an intensity standpoint, from a like, when should you rest? When should you take a break? Should they plan that day? If they're going to do Saturday, should they plan that as a workout that week?
Yeah. Even if we took it easy in the workout, just the 90 minutes of intensity around thinking and the warm up and the movement and stuff. Yes.
It takes a toll.
It's going to have an effect. So maybe take a rest day Tuesday or Wednesday. Definitely don't do Saturday morning's workout and then hang out for the next 90 minutes. Like, don't come to the 7 a.m., take an hour to go get coffee and come back and think you're going to feel great. Like you're going to get hurt. And not like I'm going to hurt you. Over time, you're going to find you're overtraining. But in a sense, if you're going to take Monday and Tuesday off, it's not unrealistic to like go Friday, do Saturday morning WOD, and then do Saturday open training.
It's a Saturday morning buffet of CrossFit, right?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Because we can't, like I said, the WOD doesn't matter as much. It can be scaled down to super, super light, and the movement's really easy. And you just practice the thing we're talking about for that week, can totally happen.
Yeah.
But optimally, what I would say is, yes, I would plan on
treat that as a workout.
As a workout day. Yeah.
Cool. Be fun.
It is fun. And you guys know me. I'll nerd out about this stuff all day long.
Yeah. Right.
No skin off my back.
90 minutes must be tough for you.
To keep it to 90 minutes? Yes.
Yeah.
We did. We ran over. We went about 10 minutes long.
By 90 minutes, I meant
4.5 hours.
And Sunday. We'll sleep.
We'll
have a lock-in.
Those that were on the fence and went, I'm out. We kept it. I mean, I took a lot longer. I mean, God, we went into the history of the freaking games and like, you know what I mean? Because it did make sense for both of
there is relevance.
Those individuals of like, what is the open? The open is the filter. It's the first stage of a filter to get the fittest 40 men and women to Madison to determine who is the fittest man and woman in the world and team. I mean, it's like watching the undercard at the boxing match. Sorry, teams, just kidding.
But really,
so it made sense, and especially with
you guys
the new
all have
stuff.
Great personalities.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and it's 4-person teams now, so like really cool. I mean, Meanwhile, every single one of those people is infinitely fitter than.
Oh yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference either way, because nobody that goes to this gym is going to be going to the games except as a spectator anytime soon. Most of us won't even make it past the open. So it was sort of then why am I bothering? What is this thing? And it set up the stage to ask and talk about, why would you bother doing workouts twice? Not saying don't. I'm just saying the question is more about, why are you doing something, not should I or should not.
Right.
And we came to the realization that if you did, they both, let's say the workout we did last Saturday was the open WOD. They both do it. both of them would be served well by doing it again.
Yeah.
Because they learned so much in the middle of it that they could end up probably improving by anywhere to 5 to 10%. That's a worthwhile improvement. That's a 10% improvement of their fitness simply by doing it better.
Yeah.
That's something, right? Like that's something that can be carried over to outside of any sort of competitive environment and just move better. I can get 15 extra pounds on my snatch by just moving better. Like, oh, okay. Right. So fitness is not just a component of your strength and your speed, how hard your power. You go There's these things called coordination and agility and balance. Yeah. Oh yeah. Those are skills as well. General physical skills. Yes. So
I love the what was it, the Hinshaw's old man challenge? Have you seen that?
No.
So it's you have your shoes and your socks. And
like put your socks on in one foot or something like that. Yeah.
And it's funny how like it's just that from like from your mobility, from your balance, from your coordination, like those three things too. Those are skills. Like that's a hard test.
Yeah.
Like I don't care how much you deadlift. I don't care how many
pull-ups. When K-Star dropped sit in the bottom of the squat for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wrecked people. Still wreck people.
Put people in the bottom of the squat right now for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
I can't even do a warrior squat, bootstrap squat without everyone. I'm like, it has been 10 seconds. You have been in the bottom of the squat for 10 seconds.
You should spend more time there.
Yeah.
So
anyway, not to shame y'all. We're all on the same journey.
Yeah.
Some of us just are a little bit more vocal about how painful it is than others. It hurts all of us the same. And sometimes it hurts me more than you. Not really.
It hurts me more than it hurts you.
That's why I drink the coffee.
Right.
So
cool.
I do have, can I do my gratitude now? Because I'll forget.
Sure.
Okay. My gratitude is 5, 6, the morning classes and then the 9:30 class. Thanks for playing with me this week, trying out some new technology, making the delivery of the material less the obstacle because the material itself is hard enough as it is. And that's Ellie and I were talking a little bit about that. And so I am totally game in figuring out ways so that people can wrap their head around stuff a little bit quicker in the process rather than get wrapped up around the stuff and miss the element of like being able to focus on whatever element of the movement they're focusing on. Do you know what, does that make sense?
Yep.
So we're incorporating some of the technology on the big screen and that kind of stuff and just mixing and matching some different delivery approaches in the daily class plan and class brief and that kind of stuff. But I'm very appreciative of 5 and 6 rolling with it, and then very appreciative of 9:30 and their candid feedback.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
And I mean that. I mean, I'm laughing, but I love it. Like that's the only way to keep getting better. Screaming into the abyss over and over and over again eventually just leads to walking away from the abyss. And so getting the feedback, the comments, the like, I listen to your podcast all the time. Really? That's weird because I've never seen a comment or even other than I listen to your podcast. I get it. You shouldn't do it for the extrinsic reward of validation from another human being. But I'm a monkey with a relatively larger prefrontal cortex than my primate cousins, and I appreciate the feedback. So there you go. So thank you 5, 6, and 7 when I coach them throughout the week. But I would actually say mostly 9:30 because I am left without a single doubt whether they liked something or not.
Yeah.
And I am very appreciative of that.
Yeah. That's good.
They let you know right away. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Good one. We'll see how that rolls with
nope, not doing that. Just like, oh, okay. All right. But that's good to know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's 9:30. Cool. All right. So we're gonna have some fun today.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready, man.
So now I'll tell you. So we are going to do a little Christmas movie trivia. So I'm going to invite all of you to follow along. There are, I think, 20 questions. Yeah, 20 questions.
So this is like a chipper?
Sure.
Okay.
Like a chipper.
All right.
There's 20 questions. So I invite all of you to follow along. We will go over the answers at the end. I have the answers right here. I'm not going to say that I have seen them.
I should not look, right? Because
yeah, I'll ask you. I mean, I'll write down both our answers.
I'm an immediate cheater.
'Cause,
Like
like,
my eyes were already looking for the cue to see what the answer was.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately.
So like I had to see it to print it out, but I haven't read through it.
I fear
so
failure. I fear it. I fear it like friggin' cats in water, man.
It'll be okay. I think it'll be all right. So
I'm already sweating. I'm sweating.
These aren't super in depth. Like, what color was Ralphie's left sock when he?
Green.
So
dummy.
anyway, so yeah, 20 questions. So I invite all of you to follow along, and I think you should totally leave in the comments your score out of 20.
That's kind of cool.
And we'll come up with a key. Like if you get like 17 to 20, you are
Oh,
you're
we'll have to come
like-
up. Yeah.
So,
Rudolph's reindeer. Rudolph, you are.
yeah, like
you
you're
are-
leading the sleigh,
Oh,
right?
that's a good
Boom.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
like-
if you only got like if you got like less than 10, you're like lump of coal for you.
You're dumber than a sack of coal.
Right? There you go.
I love being mean at the
All right.
holidays.
And we can even make this like we can cover all the spectrums where it's like, oh, sorry, you're a little bit of oil, only lit for 3 nights, not for 8.
Oh.
Loser.
Did you think about that beforehand, or did you just come up with
I
that
just
right
made
now?
that up right
You
now.
are so freaking sharp, man. God, that was good.
So there we go.
And I referenced Scott, so we're good.
All right, cool. Here we go. All right, so let's kick it off. Question number 1. It's a Wonderful Life.
Ah. Just kidding. I may be drunk. I don't know. I'm not. I'm kidding. I'm just really hungry.
He's an angry elf, ladies and gentlemen. All right, It's a Wonderful Life. What is the name of George Bailey's guardian angel?
Oh, I know that. Oh, man. Such an easy one. I do know it. I
What's
want to
that?
say Simon, but it's not Simon.
No, it's not Simon.
even close.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's shoot.
I'll set timer, please. We'll do like 20-second.
Yeah, it's not gonna come to me.
Yeah.
Clarence. Clarence?
That's my guess. Let's go for it.
Oh, you don't have the answer?
No, we're gonna do all 20 and then we're gonna do the answers. We're gonna
Oh.
do all our answers.
Where are the answers? You don't have them.
They're
like-
on the back here.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Clarence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I want to do all the
I'm a
questions
little-
and then
I'm a little competitive.
I want
don't
people to
know
hang
how
on. Okay, Clarence. All right. Question number 2. Who provided the voice of Ebenezer Scrooge in the 2009 animated Christmas movie, A Christmas Carol?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. Like, I don't even look at the key. We know that that's it. We know who that is. Okay. In which Christmas movie, don't blow this one. In which Christmas movie does Buddy travel from the North Pole to New York to find his father, Walter Hobbs?
Heat Miser?
Ooh,
No.
so
Bam,
close.
bam,
Boom,
bam.
boom, 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 boom.
Elf.
Yeah, it's Elf. Okay. Question number 4. Who starred as Kevin McAllister in Home Alone?
Macaulay Culkin,
Yeah, he did.
whose brother, Kieran Culkin, now plays as one of the Roy boys, the Roy sons, which one in Succession, and is awesome.
Okay. I was wondering why he was like, I know he hosted SNL and he was on a couple talk shows and I didn't understand why.
Yeah. Well, it's 3rd season, and his brother, I'm only halfway third.
He was
by the
also
way.
he was also the boy in Signs.
Oh, right. He was the little brother. That's right.
I guess he was the big brother.
But
Same girl.
no, the big brother was Swing Away.
Well, that was
Casey
those-
Affleck.
Well, that was his. He was Mel. No, it was Joaquin Phoenix was Mel Gibson's brother. Rory Culkin and the girl, those were Mel Gibson's kids. So he was the big brother of Mel Gibson's kids.
Okay, I gotcha. Good job.
So
that's a good.
so
movie.
you're not wrong.
Yeah. No. I am
Yeah.
wrong. You are correct.
We were just on different wavelengths.
No, I was wrong. You were
Oh,
right.
you also too. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix was also the little brother. Yeah, he was the little brother.
He was
to
Mel Gibson's little brother. Yeah.
Okay.
But that character is awesome in Succession, and I mean, those people. There is no redeeming qualities in
Succession.
any of them.
That was based on. Is that based on a series of books?
I don't know. I
something.
think
I feel like-
originally it's a King Lear take.
Okay.
Because the dad is supposed to step down, but he doesn't.
Mhm.
And that's sort of the King Lear is supposed to give up
Right.
his power, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Or when he does, he still hangs out and like causes all kinds of issues. because he's testing the girls, he's testing the kids. So anyway,
Recommend it. What you're saying.
both. I would recommend
Okay.
King Lear and Succession.
Okay. In the movie, A Christmas Story, what is the only thing Ralphie Parker wants for Christmas?
The Red Ryder BB gun.
Can you elaborate?
The rest of it, just the Red Ryder BB.
Red Ryder BB gun with a compass in the stock and a thing to tell us time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that was it. Red Ryder BB gun.
I think that would be enough on Jeopardy rules.
I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be bonus points. We'll find out. All right. Edmund Gwenn played Kris Kringle in which 1947 Christmas movie, a role reprised by Richard Attenborough in 1994?
Miracle on 34th Street.
That's the one. In which Christmas movie does Jim Carrey's character try to ruin
Jim
Christmas for
Carrey's?
the people of Whoville?
The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, which, but it's just the Grinch, I think.
No, so the Grinch is the one with what's his name that plays Doctor Strange? And then
Wait, you just said Jim Carrey plays.
So there's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. There is the Grinch, and then there's, I feel like it has 3 different names.
Okay.
Like there's the original,
Which was the animated one.
yeah.
Which is, so Kale was telling us last
Something
night,
like
which
that.
is pretty hilarious. So if you watch that animated one, it's actually much more endearing. The Grinch is actually not a mean guy.
No.
He just doesn't like the Who's because they isolated him and ostracized him.
Yeah.
In the Jim Carrey one, which again, I haven't confirmed this or watched it, he's like a straight up ass. Like he is just not a nice person.
For the same reason, because he was like, you haven't seen it?
I just,
The backstory is
Jim
same
Carrey's
thing.
too much. He's just
Thing
too
is-
much for me.
The thing
Like,
is,
he's over the top.
he was isolated because he was like this oddball, but it was but he is
He's mean to his dog.
Yeah.
That's in the Jim Carrey one. That was what
mean to his dog.
he's mean to his dog, and that was too much.
Yep.
And in the cartoon one, he's very sweet to his dog.
Yes.
They're actually like buddies, and they help each other out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway,
All
I
right.
don't know. Did we get that right? Is it?
So I know this is what we'll say Grinch. I'm going to say we'll
The
find
Grinch,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Just Grinch.
So we may be that in 1,000 right now.
So far.
except for Clarence.
Here we
I
go.
think I got Clarence.
I think it's about to get a little. Let's see. In Home Alone, what was the name of Kevin's neighbor who was played by Roberts Blossom?
It's Mr. Somebody.
I don't even know who that is. So I'm going to take a guess here.
Mr. Hoover. I don't
I don't know.
know.
The South Bend Shovel Slinger.
Yeah. He's like scary, but he turns out to be his niece, sings in the choir.
Yeah.
Or his granddaughter sings in
Yeah.
the choir. And yeah.
I don't know either.
I'm not a big Home Alone.
Like at one point,
Trivia.
like Buzz said, it's Old Man Marley. And I was like, is that his name? I don't think this is his name. He called him Old
Oh.
Man Marley. He called him the South Bend Shovel Slinger, but I don't remember his actual name.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Mr. Marley.
so we'll find out. We'll put a star next to that one.
Old Man Marley being a reference to
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Got it.
Which dark comedy from 2003 features Billy Bob Thornton as a thief who disguises himself as department store Santa?
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
That movie leaves you like you got to take a shower afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a little over the top.
It's not a kid's Christmas movie.
No.
It's not in our lineup. Which Cheers actor provided the narration for the Disney movie Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas?
Kelsey Grammer.
I have no idea. So there you go. Good old Kelsey Grammer. Did you ever watch Frasier?
Yeah.
Frasier?
Yeah.
That was a great show.
It was a great show. It's
It's
really
got, it's got to be
really
arguably
smart.
like one of the greatest spin-offs
Spin-offs,
of
yeah.
all time, right?
There's been other ones. I know what you mean, but I would agree. Like it in its
like
own
most
right.
successful. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
you'd
it
say.
was a really good show.
Yeah.
I mean, just the concept of him being that radio talk show and nobody liking him, but yet being super
And him not
popular.
liking anyone else.
No,
either.
like,
he did not.
And the dad, though, I mean, the actor who plays the dad,
Yeah.
and of course Niles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awesome.
Oh, when they introduced Niles, it's
When-
perfect. He's so-
When he and Daphne started like hooking up or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't even know if that took until the last.
it
Jumped its shark.
was a slow.
Three,
it was
4
a slow
seasons
roll.
in, maybe
Yeah.
5 seasons in, and I lost traction on it.
Yeah.
That might have been about the same time that like I moved.
Of the show. On
Third
the
or
show,
fourth
or-
season. Yeah. So, but yes, good
Yeah.
show.
In 2003, in which 2003 romantic comedy does the character Natalie fall in love with the British Prime Minister played by Hugh Grant?
It's not Four Christmases. It's
No, I just watched that the other night though. It's a good one. Underrated.
that's the one with
Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon.
It's funny. She has to put on those clothes.
Did you hear about that actress that killed her husband? Reese Wither. No, what is it? No, Reese. So there's this joke. It's like, oh my God, did you hear about that actress that killed her husband? Like, no, who? It's like,
set me up to
and you go,
like,
it's like Reese, and it was like Reese, and I was like, it's Reese, and you'll be like, Witherspoon. I was like, no, with her knife, but it was Reese.
Okay, we'll do it next time. We'll edit this in. We'll try it again. Let's
try it
again.
on Nicole. Try it on Nicole.
She loves those jokes.
You should ask her. You should also tell her that someone in the house is possessed by an owl. And that's just your reaction. I got my mom with that. It was great. She started like crying from laughing.
Your mom's a great audience.
She's so
all right,
easy.
it is. It's like, and there's the counterpart. Jack Black is in it, isn't he in it too? Or am I thinking of a different one?
Oh, you're thinking The Holiday, I think.
Yeah,
you're thinking The Holiday, and you're thinking Jude Law. Is that Jude Law?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're thinking of a different
But
movie.
Jack Black is in that one, right?
In The Holiday, yes.
Yeah. So it's not The Holiday.
It's not The Holiday.
That's what I would have guessed. Got it. Yeah.
Love Actually.
Oh, Love Actually.
That's
I
a
know
good
that one too. Dang it. Okay.
Which Hollywood actor played 6 roles in the Christmas movie The Polar Express, including Santa Claus, the conductor, and the narrator?
Ted Danson.
You're dumb.
Yeah. No, it's the only Tom Hanks.
One of the greatest Christmas cards I ever, or
T.
one of the greatest thank you cards I ever got was just a picture of Tom Hanks, and it said T. Hanks. Still have it. All right. Question 13.
Wilson.
Spoiler alert. What was Clarence the Angel?
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is the secret to success in standardized academic pursuits. Hold tight on when you don't know the answer to a question. Don't spend enough time on there. Be like, I gotta move on. I bet you at some point the test itself will answer the question you did not know the answer to. You just move forward. Just keep
Therefore,
moving
making
forward.
even more of a joke out of standardized tests.
It's a waste of your time. Practical application of knowledge is the only type of knowledge we should be testing.
What was Clarence the Angel awarded for completing his mission in It's a Wonderful Life?
What was he awarded?
What was he awarded?
Wings. He got his wings.
Wings. So he's a pilot. Which American comedian played the role of Papa Elf in the movie Elf?
What's his face? Bob.
Not old, but
Yeah. Bob. Are we tag teaming it? Are you allowed to tell me?
I think we're kind of tag teaming it now. Yeah.
It's Bob Newhart. Bob
There
Newhart.
we go. Tim Allen played the part of Scott Calvin, an ordinary guy who has to take Santa's place in which film? See, and it's right there.
I think
right there.
In the Santa?
In
Santa Claus. In the Santa Claus?
The Santa Claus.
The Santa
The
Claus.
Santa Claus.
That's right. The scene when he wakes up and he's getting fat and is like, he can't shave, like I'm not sure there's another actor other than Tim Allen that could play that role because it was in his heyday of Toolman.
Home Improvement was going on. He was popped up in a couple movies.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like, and then he goes to work and people are just like, they don't want to say anything.
Yeah,
he's just rolling with it.
He's wearing like a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
He's a lawyer too. Like,
that's awesome. I mean, it is awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. I tell you, I've never really been a big Tim Allen fan, but I love that movie.
I would agree. He does get a little one trick pony-ish.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, he could ride that one trick pony to the bank in his gigantic house all day long.
All right.
Yeah. He doesn't need us.
If you get this wrong, I'm
not my friend anymore.
In which Christmas comedy film is Clark Griswold's boss, Frank Shirley, kidnapped and brought to the Griswold house? I'm just gonna write it.
That's the gift that just keeps on giving, Clark. That just keeps on giving. What is it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you. I was gonna say I'm not even gonna answer it.
But I mean, you wrote it down, but I mean, how do I know you didn't write down? I don't know. Please don't judge me. and then you left it to me.
Do you know me but at all? Which Ghostbuster star played Frank Cross in the 1988 Christmas comedy Scrooge?
One of my favorite movies of all time. Good. I love that movie.
So good. Great freaking cast. Like the spirits.
Yeah. Oh God. Frank Cross. Oh my God. I can't think of it all of a sudden.
I'll give you a hint. He was born on September 21st, along with Dave Coulier, Stephen King, and myself.
I'll give you a hint. He's never eaten in my kitchen. I keep saying Dan Aykroyd, but it's not Dan Aykroyd, and I know exactly who it is, and I can't. Oh, my brain is like super tired all of a sudden. God dang it!
It's been a long morning.
What the?
I bet it'll be answered in the next 3 questions.
Probably. We'll come back to it. I know. I mean, tag team.
No, I know
exactly who it is.
No, I want you to figure it out.
Oh, you suck.
No, I want you to figure it out. I'm not going to. No.
I'm not doing payroll next month. Just kidding. Bill Murray. I saw it.
There we go. He is competitive. Oh man, you messed up though. Okay, which Christmas movie features?
As much as I play a recalcitrant rule breaker, I am such a rule follower. It makes me so uncomfortable.
So you've been conditioned to like this is how it goes. Yeah.
I will cheat in a second, but I cheated.
I'm sorry. I just needed
when I was 8 years old.
Which Christmas movie features Arnold Braunschweiger desperately trying to get an action figure on Christmas Eve as a gift for his son?
Jingle all the way.
One of his more famous lines, "Put that cookie down now."
Oh, I can go for a cookie.
Me too. Let's go get cookies after this.
God, I don't know where that came from. How did I remember that Jingle All the Way?
It's a good one. Which animated who else was in that movie?
Sinbad.
Yes.
He plays the mailman.
National treasure Sinbad.
I know.
Why do people not talk about him more?
I don't know. I saw him live in stand up at the Naval Academy.
You saw him live?
Yeah. He came when I was a police.
Sinbad.
Him and Kevin Nealon.
Oh,
played together.
That's
yeah.
Awesome.
And then Stephen Wright. Oh, that's when I was dragged when I went there as a high school senior. That Friday night, Stephen Wright, there was a concert hilarious.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Sinbad, man. He made fun of he was just riffing.
Yeah.
And so usually you have security watches, the mids have to stand watch. And so they have to stand at the edge of the stage and like stand there in SDVs, the blue one with the gold buttons service dress blues. And they wear white gloves.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they wear the gloves is now they're underarm and they can wear a cover indoors. So that's the whole whatever.
Interesting.
So he's standing there and he's like, hey brother, standing at the end of the stage. He goes, what's with the gloves? And he goes, I'm the fire watch. And his man goes, fire watch? Is there like a threat of a fire in here? Is this dangerous? Should I be up on this stage? I mean, what's going to happen if something catches on fire? Are you going to put it out with your white gloves? Oh God, I'm on fire. Oh God, are you going to pat me out with your white gloves? It was, I don't know where else it went from there.
Yeah.
But I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. He, for 60 minutes, just made fun of the Academy and everybody in it. Just top to bottom, just nonstop for 60 minutes, just made fun of everything.
Good.
Yeah.
Sinbad.
So Sinbad, national treasure.
All right. Which animated Christmas movie tells the adventures of Jack Skellington, Halloween's Pumpkin King?
Oh, Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's colors everywhere. What's this? These white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What's this?
That was good.
I love that song.
The Pumpkin King.
Jack the Pumpkin. We've also been listening to that soundtrack for basically 3 months straight. Actually, on my Spotify account, the #1 song listened on Eric's Spotify account for 2021 is Sally's song from Night Before Christmas, Fiona's current favorite song.
It's the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas, yeah. All right. Which animated television film classic based on the book by Raymond Briggs features the song Walking in the Air? What?
Whoa.
What? Wow.
That's
ended.
Yeah. Okay, read it again.
Which animated television film classic based on the book by Raymond Briggs.
It's one of it's Rudolph or
Features the song Walking in the Air. I'm gonna go with Rudolph.
Yeah.
Walking in the Air. That sounds like something a reindeer would do.
Agreed. I don't think it's
Wow.
Frosty.
They really came at us hard on question number 20. We were
Yeah.
feeling good.
Well, they don't want a perfect score. You got to earn that perfect score, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's check our results, shall we?
How'd we do?
All right, number 1, the angel from It's a Wonderful Life, Clarence. nailed it.
I'm very proud of my brain on that one.
You caught that one.
Yeah.
And
it
then,
just
but
took
then
a
you had
while.
trouble remembering Bill Murray and had to cheat. So, if anything, you're right.
It's a team,
you're right where you
Eric. It was
started.
a team trivia game.
Ebenezer Scrooge, voice for Ebenezer Scrooge, Christmas
Jim
Carol, Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Christmas movie, Buddy, travel from North Pole to New York, find his father, Elf. Actor that played Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin. Red Ryder BB gun.
Just like to point out, it says Red Rider BB gun. None of the extra crap that you said I needed
Yeah,
to
well,
know.
this is a stupid test.
Yeah,
It's
a good test.
Miracle Edmund Gunn played Chris Kringle in the 1947 movie
Miracle on
34th
34th
Street.
Street
I'm not gonna lie, I think I like the 94 version better than the original.
with Attenborough.
Yeah.
Well, he's yeah. I can't say I've seen both of them enough
And-
or well and know them well enough to be
Along
able
with
to compare.
Dylan McDermott, not Dermot Mulroney.
I do like Dylan McDermott, and I like Dermot Mulroney, who was
Yeah.
he played a character in Hannah on Amazon, the
Yes.
Hannah series, which is quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got Joel Kinnaman in it, which not too shabby on the eyeballs.
Who's Joel Kinnaman?
He is in Altered Carbon, the first season of Altered Carbon.
Nope.
He is in From Earth or For All Mankind, plays the Admiral. He was in that show. They played Seattle Detectives, him and the female lead, and it's real rainy, and he plays like a meth head detective.
Was he ever in Friends?
No.
Well, I don't know.
That's all I had to say.
Uh,
So we said The Grinch. This says How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which is
yeah.
actually what I did guess. I said How the
Yes,
Grinch
you
Stole
did.
Christmas.
there you go.
So,
Oh, it was Old Man Marley.
all right. Is that what you wrote down?
No, I wrote Fuller because I didn't know. Fuller was the kid who's like, bring me back something French.
So
But it was Old Man Marley. How about that?
if this was multiple choice, so this is again little test taking technique, kids, is don't always just write down the answer you think it is. Write down all the answers you think it is. Like that could have been, you could add notes, Fuller, and as long as you had Old Man Marley under the question, I bet you a teacher would be willing to at least give you partial points. If it's a short answer question like this,
I wrote Fuller and South Bend Shovel Slinger. I did not write, so I wrote down all the
man,
names.
Marley, yeah. So that would be definitely a. We
So
did
maybe
not get that one right.
this wasn't a reference to. I always assumed that it was a reference because you heard like
Well, maybe it was.
remember you heard the dragging of the trash.
Right.
can
But maybe
and
that's the makers of the film are alluding
Maybe.
to A Christmas Carol. So there's some depth of
That's
quality
possible,
filmmaking, writing in there. So, but we got that one wrong. One
Cool.
wrong. Oh wow.
How did you do?
Leave us a comment. Call in. I don't know if that's still set up. I didn't check it. All right, moving on. Bad Santa.
Dark comedy from 2003 with Billy Bob, Bad Santa. So where's my big bags? Just do that.
So angry.
Cheers actor provided narration for the Disney movie Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas.
Got it. Kelsey Grammer.
Sideshow Bob.
Did you know that one as Love Actually?
Yeah,
Wow.
I love that movie.
Good work.
It's one of my favorite
See?
Christmas movies.
Team paying off.
There you go. Yeah, Love Actually, number 11. The Hugh Grant movie. A Hollywood actor played 6 roles in Christmas movie, The Polar Express. Tom Hanks. Clarence Angel awarded for completing his mission. Wings.
Yay.
American comedian played the role of Papa Elf in the movie Elf. Bob Newhart.
I like this test.
Scott Calvin, played by Tim Allen, the Santa Claus.
Ted
National
the
Lampoon's-
Toolman Taylor.
Christmas movie film, Crookers, all balls frankly kidnapped and brought to Griswold. Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You went the whole
Nailed
thing.
it.
Merry Christmas and holy shit.
That was awesome.
Ghostbusters star played Frank Cross in 1988 Christmas comedy Scrooged.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. We got it. I'm just put a little circle, a smiley face around that one because it took a minute. Jingle All the Way with Arnold Braunschweiger.
Nailed it.
Did you ever see Last Action Hero? Did you
Oh,
ever see
hell
that
yeah.
with him?
Love
That's
that.
where he's like, hello, Mrs. Manigan. My name is Arnold Braunschweiger. So good. That movie is so good.
So, all right. So there's a debate on, have you seen Red Notice on Netflix yet?
No.
You have to. It's really good. That's the debate though, between me and my fellow nerd herders, Joan and Don for the Academy class. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely just,
Isn't
it's The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal
that's
Gadot.
right.
And it's just like, it is straight up trash. Like, without a doubt.
But it knows it is,
Oh
right?
my God. It is
Yeah.
so self-referential of how trash it is. Like, you see the twist coming within the first 3 minutes of the film. If you don't, just go ahead and keep sucking on that bag full of Freon, my friend. Like, there's so more, you just, the brain cells you got left, just let them blink out. All right. Be a lot nicer to yourself. That was aggressive. So, absolutely hilarious. Like, a vehicle by which all three of them exploit. Like, so at one point they're drinking, and I didn't even notice this, Ryan Reynolds gin.
Oh,
That he's making money, and like they're drinking it in a way that like The Rock is like,
doesn't The Rock have a tequila?
I don't, maybe,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it is so awesome. Gal Gadot, and we've already talked about this. I'm so disappointed in her depiction of Wonder Woman. I really wish they had picked a better actress. I just don't buy that she would be as physical of a superhero as she is, and it pisses me off that in every one of them, like, she's validated by the love of a man, whatever,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. So, but even in this movie, like, she's bad. But again, she's cashing her check in her money vehicle, and her sleeping on her money mattresses.
She's doing all right.
Yeah, she's just fine. So
as a former member of the Israeli army, she's come a long way.
was she really? Interesting. So maybe
she's actually kind of a badass.
All right. So, well, I don't know about that.
But I think Israeli army there, it's all like required though.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
did she like work a radio?
Yeah,
like,
who knows what they have.
So, so snotty of me. But hey, it's awesome. There's a moment in the movie where, and we talked about this, The Rock, I want him to play a role where, like Arnold did, where he makes the transition from, look, he is 6'4", 200 some, oh my God, pounds. He is a gigantic human being. You can't miss that he's a gigantic human being.
Yeah, there's no.
But somehow, what's the guy who plays Drax? The actor who plays Drax? Dave Bautista has made the move in a couple different ways where he's playing serious roles. Do you know what I mean? Now, granted, they got to be the right vehicle and stuff, but I really think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a much better actor than people give him credit for.
I totally agree.
He's a really good freaking actor.
Yeah. And
can play roles that aren't just a big meathead. And there are a couple scenes in Red Notice where he does. Okay, I'm giving the movie too much credit, but there are scenes where I'm like, oh, I could totally see him, because they play like he's a profiler, he's an FBI profiler, and somebody makes a comment like, oh, you don't look like it. Yeah, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And it diffuses his size. Like it could have, if it was a more serious, dramatic vehicle, he could have played it. So there you go. That's my review.
You mean more
of Red
serious,
Notice.
dramatic, like, because like he wasn't comedic in like the Fast and Furious movies, but he's still like the larger than life action stuff.
So he plays the Ben Affleck character in Gone Girl. Right. Like put him in a role where there is no physicality other than you're just a physical human being.
Yeah.
But like his backstory is he's a former college football player who is now a writer, and he's living in the city. Right. You change it a little bit to, you have to acknowledge, oh, you're big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so
you look like The Rock.
Right. But you put him in a movie like that, could he pull it off? By an acting standard, I definitely think he could. And I think he needs to do a couple of those. He's almost 50 years old.
Yeah.
So like he can run his physicality for as long as he can, but God, I just want to see more of him.
Yeah.
And in those roles.
I want him in everything.
And
so
I think he could really play a fucking messed up dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think he could play a thing where people are just like, and it's not physical, but like, he's just not a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he pulls that off well.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my two thing. And it made me think when you did the Schwarzenegger's kind of trajectory of like bouncing back and forth, I feel like Twins. And then there was another movie where he pivoted. There was no physicality other than just the fact that he was a large human being in roles, like Kindergarten Cop even, right? It's a comedy, but there's a
they acknowledge that he was big, right? Because there's kids climbing on him. And
right. There's a serious component to it. There's a comedic component to it.
Yeah.
But he gets away from, he's not jumping from a building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Anyway, that's my rock tirade and my comeback of I was outvoted as a movie of worth. 2 to 1.
Did it entertain you?
Without a doubt.
Isn't that the damn point?
Yes, it was.
Sorry. Get that one, people.
All right, do we get our last one?
We got 2 more. Which animated
Well, we
Christmas
got this one.
movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas. We know that one.
Okay.
I mean, the last one.
Okay, here's the last
series.
one.
Yeah.
Which animated television film classic based on the book by Raymond Briggs features the song Walking in the Air?
What's the answer?
The Snowman.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
Well, it's obviously they obviously forgot to put Frosty before the Snowman. Idiots.
No, I don't.
Idiots.
Maybe not.
Let's look this up. I don't know what the Snowman is.
All right, so we got it wrong regardless. Wait, how many did we get wrong? We got 2 wrong. So, ladies and gentlemen, between Eric and I, we are an A student, A-, but we are an A student for Christmas trivia. The question is, are you? And in CrossFit, it's not about being an A student in one thing. It's about being a B+
I watched this with
across as many
Fee. It
things
was
as
kind of
possible.
sad, but it was sweet. After an English boy makes a snowman on Christmas Eve, he comes to life to take him on an adventure to the North Pole to meet Santa Claus.
I like this pen, by the way.
1982. Thank you. What was the question again? What was it?
Which animated television film classic, debatable, based on the book by Raymond Briggs, features the song Walking in the Air?
Yeah, it came out December 26th, 1982.
Just because it came out in the 80s doesn't make it a classic.
So 365 days early. Or 4 days early. Yeah. Oh, he likes this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Blew it. Where were you on that one? We could have had an A+.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
We got an A. We got a solid A.
The damn snowman like melts in his front yard the next day.
Gotta learn to let it go, my friend. Let it go. I feel like that's in another.
Can't hold it back anymore.
I feel like that's in another movie.
Let it go.
All right, what's your gratitude? Come on, fire it up.
No, I'm gonna go back to this. My gratitude is not fantasy football. It's not what it is.
If you pay for
it is the camaraderie amongst 12 fine young gentlemen.
I agree with you, by the way.
There's
I find fantasy football disturbing and a little destructive of the appreciation of the sport for the sport of football. I feel like it like blatantly. So we were out to dinner and we were sitting at the bar and there was an entire show over an hour long just about fantasy football. They were like just going through like the.
Oh, they just had the one on because there's probably 3 other ones if you found like. So,
oh my god!
Oh, by noon on Sundays, there's probably on major networks you can probably find at least 3 fantasy football shows. Any fantasy football podcasters probably doing some live show. It's everywhere, so you get bombarded with information, and so it's so it is exhausting, but it's fun because it's like there is a reward. There is that like you feel like a I put the right guy in.
What's the word I'm looking for? So I could be watching my football team. It's not even my football team. We can get into that. Watch we go. But the football team that I have culturally ascribed myself to, and therefore now use personal pronouns, possessive personal pronouns to associate myself to it. My football team. But the running back on the opposing team is who I have on my fantasy football. And I'm cheering secretly for my team to lose so that I
So-
win my fantasy football.
That is a real issue, and let me tell you how I combat this. Okay.
You
So,
are horrible. at
first of
fantasy
all,
football.
See, this league, the one that like matters, I'm doing horrible in. The league that doesn't matter, I'm
Crushing.
So whatever.
Whatever. You're not my real dad.
So I will. I'm not gonna say never because I did this year. Will rarely ever draft a Dallas Cowboy because I do not want to find myself rooting for
In
said
that-
Dallas
in that
Cowboy when they're
situation.
playing the Redskins. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
Washington
what I
team,
will-
Washington football team.
that team. And so I did draft one particular Cowboy this year,
Yeah.
and it was eating me alive. But the guy is a stud. I ended
Yeah.
up having to trade him before they ended up playing each other anyway. But it's one of those like I find like my team pooped the bed in the last game of the season. I just needed to win. I just needed to win,
Yeah.
or at least this other guy lose. So I lost and the other guy won. So here we are at last place. I'll be wearing a dress in a few weeks. But Washington won. And so it's like I am very happy that they won. It takes a little bit of the sting out of this.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those I try not to other teams are like Giants and Eagles. If I had a Giant and an Eagle on my fantasy football
Doesn't have as
team,
much.
they're playing Washington,
Yeah.
and because they sucked, I lost. I don't care as much. Like if Washington wins, I'm happy. So I've always made it a point to myself. If the guy does well against Washington, awesome. But I want Washington to win. If he stinks against Washington and Washington wins, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
If Washington poops the bed and my guy went crazy on them, well, at least my guy won.
Yeah.
If my guy sucks
And
Washington loses, so there's like out of 5 different
That would be
scenarios, there's
this.
like a
That would be
20%
that would be
chance,
this season for you.
that would be this season. So, but yeah, I rarely. Big one is I rarely ever draft Cowboys, if
Yeah.
Cowboys at all.
Yeah.
And if I do draft one, I try to figure out how to trade them.
Yeah.
So,
Make some money
but
off
it's
of
fun. It's a fun league. This league I've been in, I think 6 or 7 years. It's only the second time I finished in last place. This is the first time I've had to wear a dress though, because this is like year number 4 with it. Whatever.
Wow.
I talked to Alex.
Pick
It's
a
like
pretty dress.
he wears size 13 heels. I'm like, maybe I just own it
Yeah.
and walk around. But it's like, but you have to wear the dress for the duration. So we do it during the playoff games,
Uh-huh.
and you have to wear the dress for the duration of the game.
Okay.
So
Do you guys all get together and watch the game?
yeah, we all get together and watch it. Yeah.
Who cares?
So well, I don't know if I want to walk around in heels for the
Are you
duration
at
of the
somebody's
game.
house?
Yeah.
I'll just sit on the couch and
No.
hey, give me a drink.
No. I have to deliver the beers, so everyone wants to be out together.
Oh, man, this is so problematic. I'm glad that you guys can all get together and have so much fun.
And it's what was it? The guy what was it? What was I say? Oh, the guy who had to wear it this past year. So you have to wear it for the duration of the game. It was like I forget who the Chiefs were playing. It was during the Chiefs game, and there was thunder and lightning during halftime.
Yeah.
Halftime ended up being an hour and a half long because of the delay. So he was wearing it, but he dressed up as like a beer maid.
There you
He
go.
got like a beer maid costume with a wig. So it's fun. It's a good time. But anyway, yeah,
Got my
last place.
boots.
What you gonna do? $100 down the tube.
All right. Well, cool. This was a lot of fun.
This was a lot
Well
of fun.
done. You, ladies and gentlemen, can expect more of this type of holiday hijinks here on Grounds After Rounds, where we will see you.
On the creek.
I was trying to get out of there. I was like,
I was like, you still good.
I was in my, no, I have nothing else to say. I was in my smart list of like working on the buy and I got lost in the thought. And so,
It's all good.
yeah.
Next time we see you, it'll be
On the creek.
on the
Oh,
creek.
wait, sorry. Now I'm jumpy.
Yeah, well, next time we talk to you, it'll be the day of the Christmas party
All right.
or the fitness party. So come early and watch 5:30 work out, and then hang out.
That's actually kind of fun.
It'll
That's
be
a good
awesome.
idea.
Cool.
All right, folks. We'll see you
On the creek.